So I'll be talking about the scientific revolution, which was from 1543 through around the 17th century. So the scientific revolution was the flourish of new scientific methods, ideas, and concepts that impacted and altered scientific history and its future. So some important people in this time period were Francis Bacon, who created the concept of empiricism, which is basically backing up your hypothesis with data. Isaac Newton, who created the laws of motion. Johannes Kepler, who created the laws of planetary motion and published a book called Principia, which was significant to the history of mathematics and science and created a new perception of the world. Galileo studied laws of gravity and motion, and he also created the telescope. William Harvey, he studied the systemic circulation. Also Giovanni Alfonso Borelli, who was someone who focused on human mechanics, and he wrote on the motion of animals, which was the application of mechanics to human organisms. An important place was the Royal Academy of Science, which was significant to the development of science. So the scientific revolution was very important because it was the starting point of new discoveries about physics. Philosophers questioned the government, and without scientific knowledge, humans would not be as advanced as they are now scientifically. It caused more people to question the government and the church, and was an eye-opener for most. And a lot of new and never thought of concepts and ideas emerged. So moving on to the central figure, it is an image of Francis Bacon, who is holding a test tube, and his heart area reads, "Who needs religion?" because people were starting to realize to not rely on the church as much and more rely on science and coming up with new ideas. So as you can see to the left of him, where he is talking about, it's shown how the world has changed with new planetary developments and the telescope and new science and whatnot. And he's talking about how the scientific revolution was a period of scientific theories, developing ideologies separate from religion, experimentation, and challenging the status quo to develop technology. And so the basis of all this is that the scientific revolution brought new ideologies, promoted independent thoughts, and developed modern science. Moving on to the periodization, through the Renaissance, information became more widely available due to it being in multiple languages, and people start to question science and literature that they have access to. Nicolaus Copernicus triggers scientific revolution with the heliocentric theory, basically the theory that the sun is the center of the universe. And Johannes Kepler used information to form planetary motion theories. Galileo made the refractive telescope and was an astronomer. William Harvey discovered circular movement of blood in animals and the circulatory system of animals. Francis Bacon, empirical research, again about data. Isaac Newton developed laws of gravity, developed calculus, and astronomical research. So the Principia Mathematica were 3 books about Kepler's laws of planetary movement explained with Newton's laws of universal gravitation. It's the most important science work ever written. Finally, John Locke introduced the belief that religion is irrelevant to knowledge, and that it's a wall for knowledge. So religion is unnecessary in this time period to them. The final panel is just our questioning, which I'm assuming I don't have to talk about, but as you can see, we have a document and questions. So thank you for listening,